Welcome to my video of the Kyosho 1/64th scale and 1/32nd scale Walter Wolf Countach in blue. Sorry, Countach, I should say Countach, Lamborghini. So let me get into this. So there's a reason for a 32 scale, which we'll see in a minute, but let's start with the 64th scale. So this is just a simple, straightforward resin die cast 64th scale model. Certificate of authenticity hologram type of thing. So it's called an LP500S. It was developed from the LP400, this one, because it's got a periscopio roof, as you can see in there. But let's get this box open. Now, got to be careful with these things. Right, that's easing open. Good. So, Walter Wolf was a famous Lamborghini customer back in the 70s and owner of the Wolf Formula One team. And this is a particular car he owned, a model of it. So he owned, I think, 3 development Countaches effectively. So the factory basically took an LP400 and converted it by adding the wider wheels, let's see if I can get this lid off. Yeah, easily enough. Converted it by wider wheels, wheel arches, rear wing. So this was really the development of where the Countach went at that point in time. So a lovely blue colour with the gold pinstripes, a very famous car. You can find videos of the actual car running on YouTube. And you can see that the shape, particularly that trailing edge of the uprights for the rear wing, the way they angle back like that is unique to this car, or the Wolf Countachs, because it's not what the later Countachs were like at all. Countach. I've got to try to pronounce it right. Lamborghini Countach. So, anyway, 64th scale, so it is small, that's for sure. And let's see inside. So, whilst Walter Wolf was Canadian, he probably only used this in Europe, I suspect. Maybe it was Swiss registered, I'm not really sure. But it's a lovely car. I prefer it to the red Wolf Countach. So you've got the Bravo style Series 1 wheels. So this was one of the first, the Wolf cars were the first cars to have that style of wheel. The Campagnolo alloys and so on. Let's try to get it off its plinth. So you might have heard me grabbing my screwdrivers just a moment ago. Right, here we go. That's easy enough. And there we go. So there it is off the plinth. So we'll look at the underside. I'm going to put my stronger glasses on so I can see what I'm looking at. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad for a 64th scale, is it? You've got the treaded tyres. That is pretty much the way the space frame works on a Countach, with the gearbox here in front of the sump for the V12 engine and the diff at the back. Unusual layout. And of course in the Murcielago and Diablo you had a forward going drive shaft, but not in the Countach, of course, for four-wheel drive. Yeah, excellent. So this is the 64th scale, so that's just a standard model, probably around £30 to buy, or maybe €40 or American dollars. See the detail there. Got race kind of look latches on the boot, the trunk. Yeah, okay. So perhaps the wheels are a little bit inset at the back. I mean, it might have been representative of the Wolf Countachs that there was a certain amount of it was like that. Let's have a look anyway. Now, the next model we're going to look at is actually a Mini Z or a Mini Z. body shell, and I've actually never taken it out of the case, and I'm not about to do so now, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. So again, the Wolf Countach with the gold pinstriping. Of course, because this goes on a radio-controlled car chassis, a standard car chassis, and here's another example, this one's on its Mini Z chassis. The proportions aren't going to be quite right because they've got to scale it to fit the chassis, so they're stretching it and squeezing it just to get it to do so, and the wheels aren't going to be right. So again, you've got the vague style of the wheel, but obviously that's not correct. But it's actually a beautiful model anyway, despite being incorrect. And to see these moving under there's something about a radio controlled car moving it over under its own propulsion that's particularly attractive, and so I get to do that with the black example. But yeah, I've had this for quite some years now. I'm not sure, maybe 10 years or something. And it's one of the only vehicles, one of the only models I've never taken out of its packaging. Let's just see this Countach, which is a, I don't know what the history of this, I believe it's in Japan, but it's a very specific Countach, but it's not a Wolf one, I'm pretty sure. But again, a LP500S, so I don't know whether somebody took an LP400 and converted it, or how they did that. So I don't know much about this. Maybe comment below if you do know the history of this car. Anyway, so yeah, there we go. Little review of the 64th scale there. You know, not bad at all. Quite happy enough with that. It's nice to have the car. So that'll go in my case on its own, outside of its own packaging. And there we go. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. I've got other 64th, 43rd, 18th, 12 scale model reviews on the channel, so do subscribe and maybe have a look through a couple of the playlists for different types of things I've got on there. Got some models by HPI and plenty by Spark, so yeah, have a look at that. Some other, I've got a 12 scale Kyosho Countach review, and also against the Miura, the 12 scale Kyosho as well. So yeah, do have a look. Some links at the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching, and you'll hear from me again soon.